Hello, everyone. My name is Jerry Muccio. I'm a San Diego firefighter, and I also am part of Local 145. Local 145 wants to give back to the community during this COVID event. Everyone's always so gracious and brings stuff to the fire stations whenever there's wildfires or any special holiday. At this time, we're good. We don't need any of that. The department's taking care of us. We have our PPE, we have our protection gear, and we're here to serve the community. So we want to do something for our community. So we created, with the council members and the mayor, 19 days of COVID. Today is day 3. And today we have Bridget Browning and Chris Ward with us here today. Bridget Browning is the president of Unite Here. Bridget, would you like to tell us about Unite Here?
Sure. Thank you so much for inviting us on. We represent about 5,000 hospitality workers who literally have all lost their jobs. They're all gone. Our folks don't make a ton of money. I think our average rate of pay is about $18 an hour, so they don't have big life savings that they can rely on. Very few people have actually gotten unemployment, even though we applied for it many weeks ago with them. And so we've been doing weekly food drives where people drive in the alley where our union hall is, and we put food in their trunks for them. We've averaging 400 to 500 members come every week when we donate the food. And we also have been helping people pay their utility bills. It's been really scary because I think you're going to see a complete transformation of the hotel industry when this is over, and the uncertainty about it, like we don't know when we're going to go back to work. We don't know when the guests are going to come back, because I think people are going to be very afraid to stay in a hotel room. It's been a very trying time, but I had to say that it's also brought out the best in a lot of people, because I think we've really pulled together in an amazing way and people feel very supported. And so I try to kind of focus on the good aspects of it rather than getting overwhelmed by how dire it is for our industry.
So with Unite Here, can any person that's in that industry go to your website, find out information, and can the general public donate to the website?
Yes, and we aren't helping exclusively union members. We're having other hospitality workers that have actually come to the food distributions. They've asked us to help them apply for unemployment. And so whatever hospitality workers contacting us, we're doing what we can to help them.
That's amazing. So
yep.
What kind of...
I was just saying, there were actually organizations that were charging like $100 for people to do the unemployment application, which if English isn't your first language and you're not very good on the computer, it can be very overwhelming. So the fact that we were doing it for free, I think, was a really big help. We've actually done more than 1,600 unemployment applications as of today.
That's awesome. So what kind of things do you need? In addition to Local 145 and Chris Ward picking the organization today, we're going to donate $3,000.
That's amazing.
What can the public do? Is it monetary things? Is it only, or is there other things they can do? Volunteer? Can they bring stuff? How does that work?
A lot of the hotels have actually donated their food that was going to go bad to us. So as they closed, they called us, and then we've given it out to the workers. So food donations are super helpful. One of the hotels actually bought toilet paper for us, so we were able to give our members toilet paper, which people were very excited about that. We're a little nervous about the volunteering just because we're afraid if there's any transmission issues. So we haven't had a lot of people at the food drives. Actually, we've limited it to about 4 so that we can make sure people are far enough apart. But food is an amazing resource for us.
Okay, and does it have to be non-perishable, or it can be anything right now?
No, we can do that. We send out mass text messages, so we can actually do the food the same day. Like the food bank got us perishables last week. We got bananas and carrots and potatoes, and we were able to get that out the same day.
That's awesome. And remind me, I don't know if you said this right, how many members are you helping currently at this time? Do you know?
Well, we have 5,000 that have lost their job.
And it's San Diego City or San Diego County?
It's the county.
Perfect.
The majority is in the city of San Diego, but it's countywide.
Okay. So what kind of effects have you seen in the community?
I think the fear is the biggest thing. Like if we knew we were going back at the end of May, I think people would be fine if there was certainty. But this sense that this could go on through the end of summer, and even if the hotels open up, there's probably not going to be a lot of guests, so they won't be recalling the entire workforce. I think the uncertainty is really what's scary. We actually haven't had any members get the virus yet, thank God. But if there was more certainty about when we were going back to work, it would be, I think people would feel calmer.
Chris Ward is here with us, council member. Chris, you want to tell us why you picked this organization?
Well, thank you. I sincerely want to thank the firefighters of Local 145 for this wonderful contribution to the workers of Unite Here 30 and for keeping our community safe during all this time of uncertainty. Travel and tourism are key foundations of San Diego's regional economy, and COVID-19 has been devastating the workers, the San Diegans who keep the industry running. For my council district, whether it is tourism serving employment in downtown, cultural enrichment in Balboa Park, visiting one of the many restaurants, or shopping in our main streets, our District 3 neighborhoods are acutely feeling the economic impact and changes to the daily living. And as we fight the spread of COVID-19, business in San Diego is at a pause. The workers that manage our convention center, our sports venues, airports, and hotels are facing layoffs and uncertainty. Indeed, this is one of the first sectors of employees who were hit. As travel waned quickly in February and early March, the rooms and conventions were canceled. And we're still watching the unemployment claims rise for those that can get unemployment, and we don't know the full extent of the impact, but easily for hotel workers alone, thousands of workers, and for those living paycheck to paycheck, unemployment and other support doesn't hit when the bills come due. I think in a time of crisis, San Diegans support one another, and it's just what we do. And that's why I recommended Unite Here 30 for this contribution. These are San Diegans who care for the needs of others, who are in better times fighting to make sure that one job is enough and would otherwise take their earnings and tips back to support their families and circulate it into our neighborhood businesses. So I think because of the generosity of San Diego firefighters, we're going to be able to maintain some of their health insurance, pay for food, utilities, rent, retrain for new jobs, and be able to weather the storm. And as Bridget said, hopefully it will come sooner rather than later.
So what kind of other effects do you think you're seeing as outside of the organization within our community as a city council person?
I mean, we're seeing a lot of very, I think, compliant response from so many San Diegans who are paying close attention to the seriousness of the virus and the impacts that it otherwise could have if we don't take public health directives seriously. In my own neighborhoods, we've seen individuals out there making sure that they're wearing their masks if they're trying to go about necessary essential obligations, making sure that they are adapting whatever they can and caring for those and other neighbors that maybe don't have easy access to groceries or to other support services as well. We've seen that firsthand in my neighborhood, so I'm just truly grateful for all of our District 3 constituents that are responding. But as Bridget said, all of us are absolutely apoplectic about the uncertainty that faces us, and what is this going to do to so many industries here in San Diego? What is this going to do to so many individuals that aren't able to pay the rent right now? We were proud to be able to pass a evictions moratorium, but that still is going to come due otherwise, and we need to make sure that we're working with landlords and financial institutions and the entire systems to make these whole so that San Diegans aren't left holding the bag when some of these restrictions are lifted.
Bridget, would you like to add anything else?
I just want to thank you all for being so awesome and helping us in a moment of immense crisis. It really means a lot to us. And if there's ever anything we can do to support your organization, please let us know in the future.
Thank you very much. Chris, would you like to add anything?
I just want to ask anyone listening to the live stream to consider contributing as well. Hopefully this is a seed support for so many other organizations and individuals supporting one another, supporting this great cause, so that when we emerge on the other side of the pandemic, we're going to do so stronger. Of course, remember to practice good social distancing, wear your face mask, wash your hands consistently, everything that our public health officers are telling us to do, and we will get over sooner rather than later. I absolutely want to thank those who are on the front lines, our police, fire, lifeguards, EMTs, hospital staff. Thank you all 24/7 for keeping us safe. themselves being able sometimes to be away from families and having to keep themselves extra distant is not lost on me. So they definitely are making extreme sacrifices right now. But of course, those that we are engaging with who are coming into work every day are hospital, not just hospital workers, but grocery store workers, food banks, city services, essential workers that are continuing to serve the community. We are grateful, and we are going to continue to work together in partnership to make sure that we flatten the curve and that we are going to have a stronger economy coming forward once this all is behind us.
Well, thank you, Bridget, and thank you, Chris. This concludes today's Day 3 live of San Diego Local 145 COVID-19. Once again, I want to thank everyone that tuned in. I want to thank everyone on the front lines and all the grocery store workers, gasoline workers, everybody that's keeping this country going in this time of need. We'll get through this. We'll get through this together. And we're happy as Local 145 to be able to donate from our Community Responsibility Fund to these great organizations. Tune in tomorrow to see who we're donating to tomorrow. Thank you very much, and happy Easter.
Thank you.